unusual things you won't be able to take your eyes off of. Be honest, do you enjoy looking at things that you wish you could look at forever? Even if you were not sure what they were, or what and how they occur, I bet just watching them scratched an itch that you did not know that you had, right? Well, if you're like that, then get ready to feast your peepers on even more fascinating and unusual things that you won't be able to take your eyes off of. Before going on with our video, hit that subscribe button to watch more videos like this one. Now, let's get going. Firefall, a waterfall that looks on fire at sunset. Yosemite National Park is without a doubt one of the most beautiful places on Earth. Amidst all of its flawless forest scenery, the spectacular Horsetail Falls seasonably cascades down the park's most famous granite rock face, known as El Capitan. As stunning as the 2,130-foot waterfall is by itself, under the right circumstances, it becomes even more captivating.
A very rare and very cool sight. Look at this! When the sun hits Horsetail Fall.
For just 2 weeks in February, when the sun's light is at the optimal angle, the rays reflect off the granite behind the waterfall, coloring the waterfall water bright orange. Though it is not actually a blaze, the photo-worthy phenomenon is known as a firefall because it resembles a river of flames flowing down the rock. It is so beautifully stunning that I cannot take my eyes off of it, and this is just a video. Hot mud volcanoes. I'm pretty sure you know what a volcano is, but do you know what a mud volcano is? Unlike normal volcanoes, mud volcanoes don't spew out molten hot lava, but a mixture of gas, water, and, well, you guessed it, mud.
Sediments are squeezed by regional forces. The fluids and gases escape upwards to form a mud volcano.
But this mud is mainly made up of organic material, and the bacteria in it gradually breaks it down to produce highly flammable methane gas. Although sometimes, when too much pressure from this gas builds up, it is released in such huge quantities that the bubbling mud can be set alight, just like this mud volcano in South Taiwan. Despite all the fire, that has got to be one of the coolest things I have ever witnessed. Stunning ice circles. Back in 2011, this perfect circle of ice was captured slowly spinning like some kind of tiny icy carousel on the bank of a small river. At first, bystanders believed that someone must have carved the perfectly circular shape out of the ice using something like a sharp-ass chainsaw, and while that might have been the case, these ice circles can also form completely naturally. Like this one, that formed in a bend in the Michigan River back in 2019. The way it turns is utterly hypnotic, but how do these even occur?
We have found our own eighth wonder of the world right here in Maine. Robin, I give you ice.
Well, one explanation says that strong eddies in the river break off and rotate sections of the ice.
That new ice creates a slightly bigger disk, and that as it continues to rotate,
as they spin, their outer edges are gradually worn down against the surrounding ice, leaving a perfectly frozen circle rotating in place. Ice baller. Ice circles are so stunning and mesmerizing. The same can be said of ice balls. You see, ice melts much quicker when more of its surface area is exposed to a liquid. So instead of diluting a drink with multiple ice cubes, some people create large singular spheres for their beverages, which melt much slower. But their creation alone uses a specialized machine called an ice press. It's hypnotic.
Class exclusive stay up top system, and much, much more. It's no wonder why this is such a hot item right now.
How ice ball makers work is that they create the desired form by melting a large block of ice. It achieves this by sliding 2 large blocks of aluminum. Aluminum has a high heat conductivity and capacity together on the inside, each with a hemisphere cut onto one side, precisely. Quirky quicksand. In the movies, quicksand is dramatically depicted as a surefire death trap that slowly sucks its victims under. But the truth about quicksand is much tamer. It is actually much cooler to look at in real life, so peel your eyes off the silver screen and look to the sandy shores of Morecambe Bay in England. That ground may look solid, but just watch what happens when you step on it. I mean, part of the sand lining the shores has become waterlogged. So while it looks solid on the surface, the second you step on it, the sand begins to liquefy.
What up? Oh, no, just
The longer you stand in one place, the more water and sand separate and the lower you go. And the longer you watch the sandy ground move like water, the harder you find it to move your eyes away from the scene. Gorgeous geodes. Geodes are nature's true hidden treasures. These spherical rocks don't look like anything special on the surface, but their cavities are lined with minerals and crystals. Most are formed from the gas of old lava bubbles, which have been put under colossal pressure for thousands and millions of years. Eventually, the minerals and the gases crystallize, coating the cavity in a growth of gemstones, and they can range dramatically in size, measuring from just a few inches to tens of feet in diameter, and sometimes weighing from a couple of grams up to several tons. Well, while their insanely hypnotic interiors are hypnotic to look at by themselves, they are nothing compared to actually cracking one open. But to prevent accidentally crushing the geode, many professionals rely on precision pressure cutting tools, like this cast iron pipe snap cutter.
I have to agree, I'm pretty jazzed about that.
That's really nice large crystals. What's really cool on this one, I don't know if...
This loops an industrial strength chain around the geode and gradually constricts it until the geode cracks completely and neatly along the length of the chain. Then they slack the chain up, take it out, and reveal the magic inside. And I'm not really sure what's more satisfying, the crack or the reveal. The biggest blisters. Almost no one can resist the urge to pop an angry fluid-filled blister, but, what if one appeared in your yard? You would want to squeeze it and watch whatever was inside burst out, right? Well, bizarrely, some people managed to catch that exact moment on camera, and what an excellent, if not weirdly placed water feature it is. Sometimes these bulging blisters can form when a water pipe or irrigation pipe nearly bursts. Lawn blisters form when a pocket of trapped water forms under the grass surface, most often between the grass and a layer of plastic sheeting laid beneath the turf. Where the soil is especially poor, plastic sheeting is used. Good soil is sprinkled onto the plastic liner, allowing you to lay and grow good, safe turf.
Sorry, can I see that one more time? It is our new water feature.
Lawn blisters may grow for a variety of reasons, the most common of which is an influx of water into the grass. Extremely heavy rain and the accumulated rainwater formed a bubble under the surface in James's case. A burst water pipe under the surface is another common cause, as is a buildup of natural gas. There have also been rumors of lawn blisters forming in Siberia as a result of water being frozen between the surface and the underlying permafrost. Clearly, this can only happen in polar regions. Cool cold pop. The only thing more mesmerizing than watching the iridescent swirls on a soap bubble is watching icy crystals whirl around as it freezes solid like this. In just less than a minute, the entire watery orb is frozen solid. When a bubble falls on a cold surface in a freezing setting, the bottom of the bubble is the first thing to freeze. As the freeze front expands, latent heat is released into the bubble's neighboring liquid surface. This marginally warms the water at the edge of the freeze front, causing it to flow towards the bubble's tip. The water flow becomes stronger as more latent heat is released. The freeze front is stressed as a result, and extremely small ice crystals begin to break off and slip over the bubble's surface. These crystals then begin to develop at the same time, giving the appearance that several freeze fronts are forming at the same time. This is actually so satisfying that I can watch bubbles freezing in cold all day long. With that being said, we'd like to ask you, which one of these do you find the most mesmerizing? Let us know down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content. Also, hit the bell icon button so that you'll get a notification whenever we post a new video.